Welcome to another edition of Dad's Divorce Live. I'm Sean Garrison, your host and editor of DadsDivorce.com. Today we're joined by Ann Wright, who is the executive director of the Firehouse Shelter, which is a men's homeless shelter in Birmingham, Alabama. The Firehouse Shelter recently received a donated house that it is renovating specifically for homeless fathers so they can spend time with their children. Ann, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Now, this house will provide a shelter for homeless fathers who have visitation rights so that they have a place where they can go and spend time with their children. Can you tell us a little bit more about how this will work and how it will work to reunite homeless dads with their children?
So the Firehouse Shelter serves the chronically homeless men in Birmingham, Alabama. And what we do every step of the way is work to break down barriers. And the way we figure out what those barriers may be is to actually ask the men we serve. And resoundingly, the answer was the men have little access to their children. Even if they have visitation, if you're a homeless individual, the majority of programs have no outlet for you to have overnight visitation. So we were, in essence, telling these men to be better fathers and to see their kids and to really reunite with their families without giving them a way to do so. And so when this house got donated to us, we absolutely thought the number one most important thing to do was to have a house that men can live in permanently with space, safe space for them to be dads and have their kids. So someone presents at our emergency shelter, and of course, are you a father? What are your goals? Is always one of our first questions. And if they're suitable for our housing, we put them in and give them that opportunity.
Sure, and you mentioned that the idea for this came from feedback that you received from the men who the shelter works with. Can you elaborate just on what they told you about their relationships with their kids, and specifically how the homelessness can kind of drive a wedge in between them and their families?
Yeah, absolutely. I think unfortunately, a lot of times men, their role as dads is defined as providing child support, which is certainly a big part of what a dad does. But there's another piece, and it's definitely a more, maybe not more important, but it's equally as important. The financial support is giving your time. And I think a lot of our guys have been told over and over again, here's classes on how to be a better dad. Here's, resources on how to be a strong father. But at the end of the day, if you don't have a house in which to do so, you're limited. We were noticing our men that were living in some of our other permanent housing were actually spending the majority of their paychecks renting hotel rooms all weekend so they could have overnights for their children. And I think a lot of our young dads and a lot of our more seasoned fathers, they want to have an active role in their children's lives, and they just don't have an opportunity to do so. And that's certainly what we found in here in Birmingham, and I think that's what you would find all over the country.
Absolutely. And what is the progress of this shelter, and what should someone do if they're interested in supporting the project?
Well, our email address is www.firehouseshelter.com, and our physical address is 1501 3rd Avenue North. We're located in Birmingham, Alabama. So if you're interested in learning more about our programs, you can visit online. If you're in Birmingham, you can come by the shelter, or our phone number is 205-252-9576. So you can give us a call, say you're interested in our father's housing, and we can link you up.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for your time today, Ann. We really enjoyed talking to you here on Dad's Divorce Live.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
That was Ann Wright, Executive Director of the Firehouse Shelter in Birmingham, Alabama. To read more about the Firehouse Shelter's efforts to build a shelter specifically for homeless fathers, visit firehouseshelter.com. That'll do it for another edition of Dad's Divorce Live. I'm Sean Garrison, editor of DadsDivorce.com. We'll see you next time.